going on, everyone? Welcome to Subtrending. My name is Andrew. I am guest hosting this week because Jess is gone. So she's shirking her duties for the week, and I'm going to be hosting.
She's not shirking her duties. She's in California visiting family.
She's shirking her duties.
She's being a California girl.
She's in Nevada right now, actually.
She's in Nevada right now, Reno. But
all I can think is Reno 911.
That's all I thought about too. I was like, what is she
world.
getting into trouble in out there?
Biggest little city in the world.
Yeah. I'm gonna kind of lead this week, and we've got Emily, Taylor, and Thomas joining me. We're gonna talk about news. We're gonna do another lightning round. I think that's just gonna be the format for now. Sorry, Jess, we kind of picked for you.
Yeah.
She was cool with it though.
Just one of those weeks.
Yeah. But yeah, really, before we get started, when I look for news this week, there's a lot of game heavy news because of E3 starting tomorrow or today. Bethesda's thing already happened. So I'm gonna try to not cover a whole lot of game stuff and try to really dig through the news and find some stuff. But there is some game stuff in here. But,
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So starting us off, this was just announced. Sharon Stone is going to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and she's gonna have some sort of firepower.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
So which character does that make her?
That's the question.
Okay, so like my first thought.
Ready, go.
My first thought was like, isn't she the one in Basic Instinct who like spreads them?
Yeah.
That was it. And then you're like firepower, and I was just like,
Oh.
do with that what you will.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So I just ruined that for everyone.
Yeah. I don't know. She could show up in a couple things. Not Guardians 2 and not Doctor Strange is pretty much done filming. So it's gotta be something later on, maybe Thor.
That's really getting a
She would be very Nordic
crowded
or
cast.
Viking-esque.
Thor is?
looking.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
With everyone they've announced so far.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm so down with the new Thor cast.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Sharon Stone, they're adding a lot of heavy hitters to the MCU. I mean, Kurt Russell is gonna be in Guardians 2.
Oh.
I don't know what he's playing. Nobody does.
I think people have pretty good.
I think we figured it out.
Yeah.
Star-Lord's Poppy. But,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be, they're adding a lot of people. Al Pacino said he wants to be in it, which is just, what?
That seems kind of weird to me.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because like Civil War did so well? People are like, okay, I need to jump on the Marvel
it's been
board.
doing really well for a while.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like a lot of these castings Civil War's been filmed for forever. I mean, it's been done filming
Well,
a
yeah.
year and a half. So I mean, like these negotiations that happened before Civil War even like came out. You know what I mean?
Like Glenn Close, for instance, was in Guardians.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been some really
That's
strange.
true,
you're right, she
but,
was.
like,
Yeah, she
cool
was
casting,
Nova leader. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or leader of the Nova. But yeah, like I don't know. It might be because of like stuff like Civil War and like they've been opening it up to more diversity.
Mm-hmm.
The Black Panther's roster is stacked now too.
Mhm.
Michael B. Jordan, John Boyega, Chadwick Boseman.
Lupita Nyong'o, right?
Yeah, Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah.
Wait, is John Boyega in it?
He was in
Yes,
something in
he
the
is.
Okay.
I
Some
think
type
he
of
has
news
to.
this week. Was it that?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I mean, like,
No, there
pretty
was
sure.
he was in something, and
He
it was
has
something
some
I
house.
actually cared
Oh,
about.
Pacific Rim 2.
Yes!
Oh, that-
You
that
care
as
about
well.
that?
I loved the first
She-
one.
she-
Are you
First-
kidding me?
Hey, cut off! Not that we were talking about it
Okay.
anymore anyway.
That was another movie I've seen 3 times in theaters.
There you go, we were talking about that yesterday. Alright.
We're gonna have to discuss this later.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
I love Pacific Rim. I thought
Specific Rim.
Specific Rim. Speaking of movies that, and talking about things yesterday, the next topic we're going to cover is Warcraft has a huge opening in China. Second biggest opening ever.
What's the first?
First day. I don't remember.
I feel like the two people who are most ready to discuss this are Andrew and Thomas.
Yes, my review should be is up already. Go check it out. I wrote a letter. My review is a letter to the guy sitting in front of me, and I'm like kind
Just
of
like this.
Yeah, just like
No,
sitting like this.
like this
Yeah.
is how they describe it.
Yeah. So let's talk about Warcraft really quick.
So-
Just in general.
We saw it yesterday.
It's Friday, so
yeah,
this is
so 2
Sunday.
days ago,
Yeah, 2 days
yeah.
ago by the time this comes out. Apparently the Chinese market really loves Warcraft, which I wonder how a StarCraft movie would do. Because StarCraft is a lot bigger over in Asia than Warcraft is. Last time I checked, they have a really big esports market for StarCraft.
Maybe the whole video game movie thing has just been going about it the wrong way. Like PC games, or they really need to aim for.
No more of this Doom. Well, Doom was a PC game originally, but still, Doom with the Rock. Let's not do that again. Resident Evil. Let's not do that anymore. There's one more coming out, I think. But yeah, I don't know. Like maybe that is the way to go, or just market to Asia. Like don't do a big push here. Just push to Asia. Make all your money back there.
Maybe their translation made it sound not. Maybe they just had a translation that made it sound not stupid.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they will.
They could.
Maybe they will from here on out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's China's movie industry is booming right now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's. I mean, it's affecting our movies.
It is, yeah. Like, I want to say James Franco's going over there, like making movies now. Like,
That does not surprise me.
He's pitching
whatsoever.
them.
That seems like a James Franco thing
Yeah.
to do.
Basically, in some ways, the plot of The Interview, but
but yeah, what a classic movie. But I don't know, like, good for the guys who made Warcraft. Good for Duncan Jones, wrote and directed it. I mean, he's making money somewhere. I don't know how it's going to do this week in America. Like, there was a wild card.
Well, you know, you could chalk that up as a success then.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Good for them. Like, they made the money back. It's not going to make anybody lose their jobs or anything, or get a lot of backlash. Or, I mean, American market's what counts to Hollywood, but still.
right.
But I don't think it necessarily should.
No, not. Well,
You know, I mean, like, I'm looking at the Warcraft trailer, I was like, absolutely not. Like, no way, Jose.
No.
But I cut off. Good job, Warcraft, for doing good in Asia.
Yeah, like good for them. All right, so moving on. Thomas and I talked about Warcraft. Taylor and Emily, this one probably more for you, mostly Taylor because of Jude Law. Jude Law was approached to play Superman in Man of Steel. Took a look at the costume with him in it. That was he wore the costume, looked in the mirror, and said nope. So yeah.
So this just came out.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
Okay. I, for one, am glad that he didn't. I think Jude Law's a really good actor. I also think he would not have made a very good Superman. I don't think the writing for the Superman movies has been good.
No, it hasn't.
But Henry Cavill was well cast.
Yeah,
I thought.
Yeah, he's got that classic
He has the right
Superman
look.
look.
I
Like,
think
he's got
he
the
has-
chiseled features and the swoopy dark hair.
I think
like,
he can do the right kind of acting too. It's just the writing hasn't been really giving him room to do what ought to be done with Superman. But I don't think it would have been. I don't think Jude Law would have been a good fit. Not only does he not look the part, like, at all, which is actually kind of low on my, like, criteria.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have the right, like, classic Boy Scout vibe.
He doesn't demand the screen, I don't feel like.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, he
Yeah.
doesn't, I feel like it's all in the pecs. Am I right? Like, if
He
you're
doesn't have
Superman,
big
you gotta
wide
have that,
shoulders
like,
and wide
big,
chest.
puffed out
Yeah.
chest. Like, I am Superman. And
He's
Jude
got,
Law
like,
is just
lanky,
like,
lanky British
I'm
gentleman look.
Superman. Hello.
And it doesn't work for
Always in space.
I don't really
It's
like
New Zealand.
Jude Law. Like, but I don't like Jude Law in his personal life, but I love Jude Law in other things.
Yeah.
Like
I love
Cold
him in-
Mountain, one of my favorite movies.
He's
Like, I
great.
love Jude Law in
Yeah.
Cold Mountain.
Um,
But I don't think he would have been a good Superman either. I totally agree with you there. But do you think, like, it was just he looked at himself in the suit and he was like, this does not work. Like, I am not Superman. Or was he just like, this suit is ugly on me and it shows off all my bad parts?
I feel like a lot of people were thinking that. I like to imagine he looked at it and was like, why aren't there red underpants on the outside? I'm out.
yeah. We've been underpants. Yeah, I think that Henry Cavill's fine.
Yeah.
I think that.
I think he suits the part better.
Yeah.
They just need to rewrite.
He
Plus,
suits the
He's
part.
way hotter to
I don't think so. I think Jude Law's more attractive.
You have a weird hairline.
I have a weird hairline thing, and I like British guys, so.
Yeah. So, oh well.
me. Yeah.
I don't know, like, I'm fine with Henry, but thanks, Thomas. Welcome.
He likes to be part of it.
He does. And
No, I'm so far away from the phone today. It's
alright, next. I'm sorry, I had to wait for that. Up next, we're gonna get into some. No, here we go. We're gonna do JK Simmons is jacked now.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready.
Oh no, before we start. So he's gonna be in Commissioner Gordon in Justice League Part 1 at least, possibly Part 2. He has a pretty small role from what they've said, but he's 61 years old and ripped. Posted on Instagram this week. And go.
Okay, I'm going first. I really like J.K. Simmons.
Yes.
Like, I love him.
Mhm.
And, like, when you guys were like, JK Simmons is like really jacked and ripped, like in this picture, and it's awful. I was like, what are you talking about? It cannot be awful. Like, he looked great in Whiplash. Like, I was all about it in Whiplash. And then you showed me, and I was like, oh.
Because, like, in Whiplash, he was buff.
Yeah.
He wasn't ripped.
He was like,
buff. He was
chiseled. He was, like, lean but meaty. Maybe meaty's not a great word to use. Just in general.
They based his profile on me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I can see it.
Yeah. But, and then you showed me, and I was like, oh, the beard and the, it's like, he's like,
big
ugh.
bushy beard. So I wonder if they're going to keep that for filming, because it starts filming soon.
But he looked like starvation.
Yeah, and
it was like ripped.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, good for him for committing to the
Why does
role.
Commissioner Gordon need to be that ripped?
Yeah, that's my question, too. Like,
he's a detective. He's not, like, a super soldier or something.
Like, Ben Affleck needing to be that ripped makes sense.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck's also 20 years younger.
Yeah.
So,
However, kudos to him for being 61 and, like, getting out there.
yeah, no joke. Like,
Yeah.
good for him.
Even if it looks really freaky, I'm sorry, JK, I love you.
I do
but
too.
it's kind of freaky.
I was watching, Jess and I we were watching Spider-Man the other day, the first one, and we were, like, he showed up on screen, I'm like, God, he was so perfect as J. Jonah Jameson. Like, he killed it. He was the best part of that movie. But I'm
just not even, like, cast a...
He said he wants to come back, but now that he's doing Commissioner Gordon, I doubt he'll be able to.
Yeah.
But I think he's a good pick for Gordon.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see Bryan Cranston instead, since they didn't pick him for Lex.
Ooh.
That would
have been good.
Yeah, but I think JK. I like JK. I'm with you.
I think I'd have a hard time at this point imagining Bryan Cranston as a good guy after Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, he is still kind of a good guy to me.
Yeah.
He's pretty good in that.
And cut off. I actually said to myself earlier, like I was gonna make dinner.
Yeah, it's a shame they killed off the best actor in the
Right.
movie like 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
Wait, what were we talking about?
Godzilla.
Ah, right. No, I was going into the kitchen today to make lunch, and I said to myself, because I talked to myself and my dog, and by myself, I said, let's cook, and I was like, oh god.
Let's cook.
All right, this next one's probably is just gonna be ridiculous. One of the producers for the recent Fantastic Four movie said that a lot of scenes were cut and it was supposed to be a lot darker and better, but because it all got cut, the movie didn't turn out as good as it was supposed to. So.
Is it out in theaters, or is it not in theaters? Is it out on DVD yet?
Yeah, it's been out on DVD.
So if it was really that much better, why did they release a director's cut?
Yeah, that's my question.
I just like to make a statement. This episode of Subtrending was originally supposed to have a lot more violence and sex and like special effects in it.
So sorry this episode isn't as good.
Yeah.
We will continue to make excuses for this crappy episode for the remainder of our careers.
Right.
But I don't know. Like, I don't believe it. Like, I haven't seen the movie. I haven't
seen the movie, but it's like.
Did you guys fall asleep during it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've seen
to
more
be fair,
To be
I
fair,
put it on
like,
to fall asleep too. So.
Like, that was the intention, was to fall asleep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because we're the type of people who like to watch TV while we go to bed.
Yeah.
So we're like, what's good to sleep to? The new Fantastic Four.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, this is like, he's not the first person who's come out and said, like, this movie was supposed to be better than what it was. And it's just like, okay.
But if you know, I feel like, why did you cut them out? Why did you cut out the dark scenes? Like, who told you to? Maybe people should start sticking to their gut feelings and sticking to their guns.
Yeah.
Not literally, but like, you know, putting in what you want to put in. Make it the movie that you want it to be. And don't let people
but then
push you around.
They lose money though, and they can't do the special effects, and then it looks like shit.
How? How do they lose money? Oh, from because people don't watch
producers
it.
or pressure on them and stuff.
Yeah.
Producers, stop being bad people. I wanted to say a worse word, but
That's
I
why
didn't.
I like indie movies.
I mean, indie movies are good, yeah. But like, if you
What
know
was
it's gonna
this?
end up worse quality
Oh,
and
no,
people
no,
are gonna
no,
hate
no.
it, then why are you doing it?
Yeah,
Boom.
I like,
Roasted.
and honestly, like, if the movie was supposed to be darker and supposedly better, I'm okay with it not being dark. We have dark movies, comic book movies already, and I'm over them.
Fantastic Four are like the Boy Scouts of Marvel. Like,
They really are.
You don't
Yeah.
want to make it.
And-
That's silly.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, movies and stuff is out of the way. We're gonna go into.
Don't we have one more movie
I
announcement?
think we do.
We do.
Oh,
we do.
dude.
It's a rough one.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, so the last surprise announcement just happened. Mel Gibson. Thomas is already like grimacing.
I'm gonna just try so hard to be good.
Mel Gibson famous for
Everything.
going insane.
Yes.
Like
And calling a cop sugar boobs in a nice way. He didn't say sugar boobs.
Yeah.
He called a policewoman sugar tits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite terms of endearment. What are you talking about?
Right? Especially when you're like a
How could she not love being called
a
that?
person of authority. You really need to hear that. But he has announced that they are making Passion of the Christ 2 and go.
So, alright.
Okay. So
Okay.
The elephant
I'm
in
gonna
the
take
room.
this
Yeah, go
one.
for it, Taylor, please.
I have read the Bible front to back except for Leviticus. There is no possible way, unless you do some sort of weird like Bible AU, that you can have Passion of the Christ 2.
Alternate timeline for the Bible.
Yes, because what the Passion refers to is specifically the chain of events leading up to and including the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Therefore, there cannot be a sequel to that movie
Yeah.
if it's sticking to what is actually in the Bible.
Well, and what's terrible about this is like the first one made a lot of money. It was very popular. So I feel like this is a really bad cash grab.
Reasonably so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that is painful to me that like this is where they're at, where they're using this as a cash grab. Like something that like the story of Jesus Christ is very important to millions of people across the globe, and they're using this to just get money.
I mean, I can say I feel safely. I actually am offended by it.
Yeah.
Like as a Christian person,
Yeah.
it is offensive to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, and like then I think that's a really I'm glad you're here to talk about that because like
Yeah,
it's just
it's
I would say, accuracy-wise, like, I think it's pretty clear from the first movie that, like, Mel Gibson isn't super concerned with being accurate with the Bible.
no.
There were a lot of creative liberties taken. I'm not really sure. I feel like adding a second passion somehow would be a very big creative liberty.
Yeah.
But
Like kind of rewriting the Bible.
maybe it just refers to Acts of the Apostles or something. It's a misleading title.
I guess it could, because there's stuff
It
that
could
could
be-
happen afterwards that could do. It would just be an inaccurate, misleading
I was
title.
gonna say, it could be like that's not even the title yet, it's just kind of the working
spiritual
title or whatever, like
and
sequel, okay.
Yeah.
But then it won't be that.
No. Okay, so that is officially the end of movie news. Thank
I
you for
still think
reminding
it's
me. Taylor.
bad, and
Yeah.
Mel Gibson shouldn't be allowed to write anything based on the Bible ever.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with either of those points.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon. That's what he's known for.
Oh, I was thinking Braveheart.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
It's the Patriot. The Patriot. I love the Patriot.
See, like
I lost $2 because of Braveheart.
we'll do that another time.
Yeah.
I made a bet and I lost the bet.
That's kind of what.
Sounds like really high stakes, Taylor.
It was really high stakes. Hey, you know what? When you're a poor college student, that $2 could go.
Yeah.
They can take your dollars. I'm not gonna finish it.
I was like, please finish it.
All right, so that is officially all the movie and stuff like that news. We're gonna move on to we got 3 game stories really quick, and then we are done for the episode. So because it's E3, we've had a lot, like I said earlier, like a lot of game stuff. So we're gonna talk about some of them.
If you want to hear more,
E3?
she said E3.
E3.
If you want to hear more about E3 game stuff, we did a Gameswell episode.
Yeah,
Totally
yeah.
check it out.
Let's just plug in the show.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Plugging my show, I should be doing that.
I mean, I was in it too.
Yeah, so Taylor and Thomas and I did a E3 special this week, episode 8.5 because I can't count. So we're going to 8.5. But yeah, go check it out. It's a lot of fun. We each talked about the games we wanted to see at E3 and what we hope happened at the show. Like I said, it really kicks off tomorrow if you're watching this on Sunday. So yeah, make sure you tune in to both Subtrendy and just the internet in general because it's going to be blowing up. Alright, so first, ton of game announcements this week. The 4 that I have listed, if you guys can think of any others, feel free to throw them in. Injustice 2, Call of Cthulhu, Watch Dogs 2, and the new Destiny expansion. And go.
What's first?
Any of them. Just whatever.
I mean, I'm most excited.
Strong feelings about it.
Most excited for the Call of Cthulhu game.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Although kind of tenuously, because the studio that's doing it has done kind of not super great stuff in the past.
Lots of pro bikes manager.
But you never know, because there's been plenty of times where a studio that's mostly done crappy stuff comes out and does a brilliant game. So fingers crossed that this is their brilliant game, because I love cosmic horror and I would be super stoked to play a Call of Cthulhu game.
I know Thomas is super into H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah,
Go for it.
I'm excited for the game. The trailer didn't really do it for me yet, but
I mean, it's a very, very,
It's the very first one. They can give away
first
too
one.
much.
right.
Most
I
of
haven't seen more this week.
yeah. Shockingly enough for me, the one I'm most excited for is Injustice 2.
I'm excited for Injustice too.
If you want to check out
That's
us,
the superhero
yes,
fighting game.
yes, where we did the tournament.
We should do another
We
tournament.
need to have another. We need
It
to
was
have-
fun.
It was a lot of fun. We have a YouTube tournament up. Subtrending group playing
We
Injustice.
should
for-
do lots of different fighting games.
We should. We have a bunch. But yeah, I'm really excited to get different characters. Grodd is announced. Atrocious, who is a Red Lantern's announced, and Supergirl's announced already. So I'm excited for it.
Holla.
Yeah.
I remember I actually followed the first Injustice pretty closely,
So did I.
and like they slowly announced characters as they added them, and it was really exciting just to look on the Wikipedia page. It's like, you know, I used that back then.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was-
dude, when Superman vs. Brawl came out, I was all over that
Yeah.
Wikipedia page. I didn't even have a Wii.
yeah, I was just like, oh, Green Lantern's coming out. This
I mean,
week.
I did
That's
this,
cool.
I've done the
Yeah.
same. Been doing the same thing with Killer Instinct. Don't have an Xbox. Haven't
Yeah.
had an Xbox for years.
Yeah.
Is that the one where Sharon Stone shows her?
No, that's not.
Thomas.
That's basic.
Tell us which one you most excited for. You got 10 seconds.
I would say it's a real toss-up between Cthulhu and Injustice.
Okay, cool. And you said Injustice already, so
Yeah.
that's why I skipped over you. And so yeah, so 2 Injustices and 2 Cthulhu's, and I'm done.
Nice.
Thanks.
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. I've heard it pronounced both ways.
Are you like
I
a
think it's
French
pronounced both
person?
ways.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's supposed to be an approximation of something that humans cannot physically speak.
Yeah, that's
so-
true. It's like demon
It's
speak.
Entish.
Yeah. Jesus. All right. Next up, we got announcements. Now we get the inevitable delays. The 3 that came off the top of my head were Ukulele, which is the Banjo-Kazooie successor that was kickstarted and was supposed to be out later this year. Horizon, which is Horizon Zero Dawn, which is one of PlayStation's big exclusives that was supposed to be out later this year, and Persona, which is coming out in Japan this year, but not until February of next year. And Horizon and Persona are coming out within 2 weeks of each other.
That must be hard for you.
It is, and I like those are the only 3 because I'm excited. Those are the 3 I remember because like those are my 3 most anticipated games for this year, and they all got kicked back. So I really don't care about what happens this year anymore.
That's unfortunate.
That's sad.
Yeah, cry with me later.
We'll all
We will.
cry together.
Yeah.
Well, huddle.
I won't.
I know you don't care. You
I don't care either, but I'm still gonna cry with them.
I mean, I can just.
Because I'm
They're
lending my
there.
support.
So I don't know,
They
like.
can have my support without my tears.
Do we? I'm curious to see if we get more delays at E3, and also some surprise announcements.
It seems like the trend. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie, delays seem like what's happening right now. I feel like people are feeling increasing pressure to deliver,
Mm.
and it's just not happening. Like they don't want to put out poor quality games.
Yeah.
I mean,
And they're just like, sorry, we can't do it in the time we said that we could.
I'd almost rather have that than have them put out a game that's just broken at release and you have to wait a couple months anyway for them to, fix it with
I
patches.
completely agree.
Yeah.
So, as much as delays are disappointing, I think it's less disappointing than getting a game that's subpar and has to have the fixes patched in. Because I don't want to buy a game and not be able to play it for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, like I want to get the game that like I'm supposed to get, like not to be entitled, but you know.
I don't think it's entitled. I think it's reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this kind of echoes our frustration with movie producers in that game designers are so forced to adhere to such a strict schedule that they have to come up with these unrealistic deadlines,
Yeah.
and then by the time they get to them, the game's either broken or has to be delayed.
And speaking of, that's a good point, because shout out to game devs, both indie and AAA, because their lives are not easy.
Oh,
Like reading horror stories about like game dev lives, about how like working on projects like cause them to get divorced and like they don't see their family, they don't sleep, they sleep at the office. Like props to them. So like if they've got to delay it to give them more time to be human,
Absolutely.
I'm fine with it. Like it just sucks because like I said, jazz for those 3, but whatever.
Yeah, it would just be less disappointing if they could just not announce it until they knew for sure they'd be able to meet that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on that, and I think I might write an op-ed piece about it this week.
That would be great.
That would be
Do
good.
it.
So, all right, last topic, one that we all love. Well, kind of. It's gonna be kind of tied into something we all love. The Until Dawn developers, I don't have their name off the top of my head. They want to go multi-platform, which means they will not just be developing for PlayStation anymore. PlayStation funneled a ton of money into Until Dawn, and they have the VR game coming to just PlayStation. Supermassive Games, there it is. So
Are we
yeah.
talking about the studio in general or
The studio in
specifically
general.
Until Dawn?
No,
Studio in
Until
general.
Dawn is a PlayStation exclusive by contract.
Yeah.
Because Sony put all the money into it. And go.
Well, I mean, for me, it's not like a huge deal since I've always been a PlayStation person, and that's what I would have to play it on. But I think, especially, do you know if they're taking it to PC as well?
It's possible they
Because
did.
I know they're doing to Microsoft to Xbox, but if they're
Yeah.
taking it to PC as well, that would be
At this point,
awesome.
Microsoft or Xbox/PC is like the same thing.
Yeah. I think that's great. I thought Until Dawn was a really, really fun game, and I would like to see more from them. And if more people can play their games, that's all the better for them.
No, I agree. Have you finished it yet?
No, actually, I should have done it tonight, but I wasn't even thinking
You do it
about
tomorrow.
it.
You're Skyrim,
I do it tomorrow. I was Skyrim, as always.
Yeah. I'm with you, Taylor. Like, I completely agree. I mean, if you can get people to play your games, and especially with like the quality that Until Dawn was, and like how unique the game it was.
I also feel like it
Yeah.
wouldn't be necessarily that difficult if they did other games on the same kind of formula. I don't feel like it would be that difficult to do for multiple platforms. 'Cause it's pretty simple gameplay. They don't have any like wacky mechanics that require
Yeah.
like the touchpad that the PlayStation has and the Xbox doesn't, or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, you
However,
could just use an analog stick. It's
Yeah.
not
However-
completely breaking.
I could see why PlayStation would be upset if they gave those developers a ton of money to produce like this game, and then they want to take it to different platforms. I could see why PlayStation
Is it
would
the
be
game
upset.
that they're taking?
No,
I don't think it's taking it
it's
out.
all future projects.
Future projects.
They want to,
Oh, well then that's fine.
yeah, because
I think that should be totally
Sony,
fine.
as far as I know, maintains the rights to only Until Dawn, like per contract. I'm sure. Like,
And it's
obviously,
not
I
like
don't
they're
know.
switching completely from PlayStation to Xbox
Yeah.
or PC,
They're
but
just
it's
expanding.
just expanding.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, like, I don't think very many people buy a console specifically for a game, but Thomas and I did. We got the PlayStation just so we could have No Man's Sky originally.
Still not out. Speaking of delays,
Yeah, speaking of delays.
cut off. If No Man's Sky isn't at E3 this year, I'll be very surprised.
So I was just messing around on PS4 today, and I saw on my pre-order for No Man's Sky there was a countdown, and it was at 202 days. Now I don't know if that's just some random arbitrary number they picked, or if that has a deeper meaning.
That's scary. That's
Yeah.
actually really interesting.
Yeah.
Why
so-
scary?
Because that means it's super. That's
It could just be an arbitrary number. It could
Yeah.
be still scheduled for August 9th or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that's just like, some weird number that I'm locked behind. But at the same time, I was like, that's
Oh, that was the one I was thinking of in the game. So I was like, what was the show that was delayed until, or not show, the game that was delayed until August? It was No Man's Sky.
Oh, okay.
That was the one I was thinking of.
Amendum to games well. Anyway, thank you for watching Subtrending this week.
Good job.
It's been a pleasure bringing you the news. Jessica will be back next week and do a way better job than I did because she knows the show like the back of her hand.
They'll have
We
like an
need her
arena
queen.
fight to see who gets to be the true host.
No, she can have it. I've got enough
Okay.
to do.
Fair enough.
But
I wanted
yeah,
to see that.
was that?
I wanted to see that.
Oh,
The arena fight?
Yeah.
Jesus. So yeah, Jessica will be back next week,
They can
and
mud wrestle for it.
Sorting.
we're sorting. Like, comment, subscribe.
We will learn what sorting is
Soon,
enough.
yeah.
Yes.
No preview for a future episode. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Check us on Facebook. Look at the website. Still a redesign. Still awesome. We've got Twitch now. We're doing that. I'll be up tomorrow morning if you're watching this on Sunday and streaming for you guys after I get off work. And yeah.
What's over there that's shiny and glowing? Right there. Is
Sorry.
it shiny?
Yeah.
You're just trying to kill
almost hit
things
it,
that
man.
are dead.
Oh.
You're wasting your precious time, Taylor.